India has lost access to 26 of 65 patrolling points in Eastern Ladakh. That's appeared in a report by a police officer in Leh. It raises serious questions. PD Nitya is the superintendent of police in Leh, Ladakh's main city, and she's written a research paper which the media has accessed. The report was filed during last week's annual conference of the country's top police officers in Delhi, attended by the Prime Minister and the Home Minister. So what exactly does it say and what responses have been? Well, the Defence Ministry is denying parts of that report. The Leh SP's report says India has lost territory along the line of control. The report says India has lost access to up to 26 of 65 patrolling points. Let's go straight across to NDTV's Neeta Sharma, who's been tracking the story closely. Neeta, so it's very serious because as an SP, she would be in charge of those men who actually patrol these areas. Now, when you've got somebody saying that, look, we aren't being able to patrol in areas that we were earlier, it's a very strong message, and it sort of feeds the central point that China is either sitting on our territory or preventing us to get to places where we used to be located.
Absolutely. You know, this SP, young SP from Ladakh, she has given a report giving details about, how the territory, India has lost some dominant areas, and how India's patrol points among she has the ones she has listed out of 75, 26. India has not been able to dominate, or the dominance exercise is not being carried out in those areas. In fact, she went on to add that this shift has also given a shift to the buffer zone areas. As you know, Vishnu, there is a buffer zone between India's territory line and also the China territory line. So these buffer zones are now being pushed backwards by China. In fact, she says these issues are being raised and used to their advantage by China when these de-escalation committees and meetings are held between India and China. However, the Ministry of Defence has categorically said that no area of dominance has been lost. In fact, they have come forward and also explained that what the SP has said, that in certain areas, high-resolution cameras have been put by Chinese army. So whenever our Indian security forces go to these buffer zones, it is being objected upon. But the other wing of the army sources claim that India also has equal amount of cameras placed on the advantageous positions, and they also give live locations of the Chinese army. So the young SP, she submitted a report in the annual conference which was organized by the Intelligence Bureau. These reports are now online. NDTV has also accessed her report, in which she has also given suggestions, like the Chota Mount of Kailash. These areas should be open for the tourist activities so that the economic activity can also increase in these regions. In fact, she goes on to write that when she was speaking and interacting with the senior officers in her area, in high altitude areas, which are very difficult terrains, one of the officers told her that even if India loses about 400 meters and if it can buy peace, that is okay with them. So these are the accounts given by the young SP in her report, which has been submitted in New Delhi now. Vishnu?
All right. Thanks very much, Neeta, for sharing those details with us.